to welcome you to the maiden edition of the press conference put together by the Cross River State Patriotic Front to look at the multiple injustice that has happened, have been meted on Cross River State at the national level. So today we'll be analyzing the different options that we have to interface with people for us to come up with productive results or come up with different ways on how Cross River State can be put on the spotlight or the scheme of things effectively. So this press conference today has the critical leaders of the organization, and we intend to do a whole lot of things. Today I want to hand over to the Director General, Honorable Castro Adoga Ezama, to give us the comprehensive press release by this formidable organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Gentlemen of the press, executive members of Cross River State Patriotic Front, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to address systemic issues that requires urgent attention. We wish to remind our beloved President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that the loss of the Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon is still affecting the state economically, psychologically, socially, and otherwise. Under the current administration of President Tinubu, our state, which was favored with 2 ministers at the Federal Executive Council, has been reduced to just 1 junior minister. The Cross River Basin Authority was reconstituted by Mr. President. A 7-man executive of the body saw Cross River State having 3 nominees, while Akwa Ibom State boasted with 4. Recently, President Tinubu forwarded to the Senate for confirmation MD/CEO, chairman, commissioners, and members of the South-South Development Commission. Cross River State expectedly was supposed to be appointed the MD/CEO of the commission. Again, the state lost it to Akwa Ibom State. Cross River State is the only state in the South-South geopolitical zone without a member at the National ESCO of the ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, APC. It is on record that no Cross Riverian is heading any federal government agency. Our prayers. We enjoin President Tinubu and other leaders of thought to revisit the Bakassi Peninsula with a view to bring about a permanent solution. We appeal to Mr. President to once again favor our state with 2 ministers. This gesture will not be taken for granted. We will concede on the composition of the Cross River Basin Authority. While we await the confirmation of the ESCO of the South-South Development Commission by the Senate, we appeal to Mr. President to adjust the list to have a Cross Riverian as either the MD or chairman of the commission. We call on the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress to urgently elect a Cross Riverian who is a member of the APC into the national executive of the party. Mr. President should appoint a Cross Riverian to head a federal agency. It is worthy to note that our state was the first APC state in the South-South region, that our dear governor, Senator Prince Bassi Ededotu, has not failed in his assignment to deliver Imo and Edo State respectively to the party. This is a feat no one has achieved, and we thank Mr. President for the opportunity granted our dear governor to shoulder these Herculean responsibilities for which he succeeded. We also thank Mr. President for including Cross River State in the Coastal Road Project. Recently, we saw the Honorable Minister in charge of Works who came for the epoch-making groundbreaking of the Coastal Road in Akamkpa local government. It is our hope that our plea and request will be given due attention. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live Cross River State. Long live the All Progressive Congress. Thank you.
Okay, so we've just listened to the press conference as delivered by Honorable Castro Ezema, the Director General of a very distinguished organization, Cross River State Patriotic Front. I think it's timely, it's apt, and it's necessary that Cross River State, which is a critical player in the politics of Nigeria, be given a fair attention. Looking at the issue of Bakassi, beyond it being a burning issue, A detailed analysis of the Green Tree Agreement didn't say we will lose everything as it is. Right now, it is just being mentioned when you're talking about as an oil producing state. We're not talking about mentioning because that agreement says losing Bakassi doesn't mean we'll be treated as if we were an oil producing state. And we're saying that in terms of the economy and everything that we have lost as a result of Bakassi, Mr. President, it is time that this Bakassi issue is looked at conclusively with a view ensuring that the entire gamut of sustainable human development activity benefits which we're supposed to have, we need to have that. Again, moving straight to some other thing which looks related to Bakassi is a new innovation of the development commissions across the geopolitical regions. It's on record that it's a senator from Cross River State who even moved that, brought the bill, and it has seen the light of the day. Cross River State is a state that has contributed historically, economically, and everything in terms of shaping Nigeria. And we think that it will be a great disservice if Cross River State, being a member of the South-South, is just coming in there as a nominal member. There is nothing out of place if a Cross Riverian is made either the chairman or the MD stroke chief executive officer of that commission. And that's what we're asking our president, not just giving it to us as Cross River. Remember that Cross River State is at the corner of development when it has to do that. In terms of being peaceful and everything, we have ordered that. And so we are saying that we have been kept too far from the scheme of things at the national. Mr. President, it is a cry for justice, and the time to do that now is now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I come with a heavy heart, with a cry to the APC political space and to the President of Nigeria as a consigned girl child from Cross River State. Before now, the girl child was, proudly rated from Cross River State because Cross River State used to be the only APC state from the South-South region. But today, it's become difficult. We can't go to Abuja anymore because if you step into Abuja, we don't have where to go to. I want to use this opportunity to passionately appeal to Mr. President. Mr. President, we know you as a man of goodwill. Cross River State, during campaigns, the political girl child in Cross River State worked tirelessly. That was what attracted 2 ministerial slots to Cross River State, and one was formidably a female. And in no time, we lost it. Cross River State, before now, was representing APC at the National Secretariat as a national woman leader. We lost it too. It was robbed from Cross River State on a broad daylight. We kept mute because we feel President Tinubu is a father, he is a mentor, he is a man that is keeping watch. But from all that has happened, I think we should not keep quiet. We have decided to cry to our Father because it is biting hard. It is telling on the girl child. We are part of the political space. Without a woman, there is no politics. Without a woman, there's no election. Without a woman, there's no campaign. And so we want to use this medium to appeal through Her Excellency, the wife of the President of Nigeria, to help us pass this passionate message to the President of Nigeria to, one, open a space in the National Secretariat. If not for a Cross Riverian, basically for a female political member of Cross River State to occupy a seat, as it were. And then furthermore, open up opportunities too for the girl child to be represented in the national there are a lot of boards that are still pending. There are a lot of appointments that have been wrongly announced. I make bold to appeal that if need be, there should be some adjustments to see that Cross River State will be properly accommodated, and then the female members of APC from Cross River State will also share a smile. It is so painful that, each time there's an announcement from Abuja, there's an appointment, there's a list of appointment, it's as if maybe there's something that we are a peaceful state. Our dear Governor, Senator Prince Basi Edetutu is a man of peace. He's a man of God. And so we are not used to, to shortchanging, to running, cutting corners and all sorts. So that shouldn't place us on a disadvantage. We know Mr. President have a good ears, and I know he will give us fair hearing. We are not going to stop here. We are going to cry and cry and cry every day to see that Mr. President look to the plea, especially the plea of the girl child from Cross River State, and give us entrance. We are part of the system. We have paid our dues. Each time we look at persons that have represented the girl child from Cross River State, it is still our mother, Princess Senator Etagiwa. And when is she going to reproduce herself? It beholds on the leadership to look at the labor. She has put so much. She's one of those strong forces that have been in the space, and she's gradually winding down. They should give us an opportunity to bring up people that will represent, that will sit, and represent Cross River State girl child, and then the policy will become sweeter. It is no longer sweet. It is no longer sweet. The representation of women is grossly inadequate as far as Cross River State is concerned. And if something is not done, it will provide a misfit in the political space. Thank you so much.
Okay, once again, good afternoon, respected members of the Cross River State Patriotic Front. Really very pathetic, particularly the fifth items in this press conference listed. When we talk about the Cross River State has been grossly marginalized in the national executive, the apex making body of the party. I can still recall in 2013 and 2014 precisely, Cross Riverian played a very major role in the emergence of the All Progressive Congress. And again, Cross River State in 2021 or 2020, thereabout, Cross River had become the APC state. Even when Cross River State was not an APC state, Cross River State were well represented at the national making body, decision-making body of the party. So, what we are witnessing now in the national executive of the party, the injustice done against the Cross River State need to be corrected. That is why we call on the national chairman of the party. We look at him as a man of the justice, a man who believes in the equities and fairness. He knew those people that stood by him, stood by the party, even Boda Ahmed Tinubu, the likes of Hilary Heta, the like of Elder Dr. David Okon. They were the men who were at the center table, at the front deck, when the party talking about the mayor. Those people are still alive, looking back and could not see the Cross River State at the forefront of the party today is very pathetic. So we call on the national executive, the president who also double as a leader of the party at the national, so to look at this injustice, to see how they can bring in. Last time we remember when the opportunity were given to Cross River State, the two ministers I already mentioned, when our daughter was given a ministerial appointment, It wasn't something that would have dragged us too far, but it was so surprising. Overnight, despite the effort, despite the agitation for our people, so the national woman leader was sneak out of her hand. So we call on the Mr. President, because he's still the leader of the party. We call on the national chairman of the party, our father, our mentor, Alhaji Kanduje, to please step into this matter and see how they can correct the imbalance. The governor of the state, His Excellency Senator Prince Basedere too, he has done his best. Within a period of interval of 2 years, he shall bring in additional 2 states to APC in the South-South geopolitical zone. We are very hopeful. He is not relenting. He is working hard to make sure, even before the 2027 general election, South-South geopolitical zone will have even additional. Most states will bring into the system. These are the areas that need to be appreciated. We did not need not to even go to this far. This is because we know the pains. We know what we are passing through as a people. So we do this medium to call on the national secretary of the party and the Mr. President to do something to Cross River State. Justice must be done to Cross River State to justify our loyalty to the party, our unflinching support to the party. So I think once this is done, even the president and the national chairman will go home and be in peace with his conscience that indeed the justice has been done to people of Cross River State. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I must commend the leadership of the Cross River State Patriotic Front for highlighting an issues bothering Cross River State in general at the national level. I want to draw attention to the Constitution of Nigeria that says that the Constitution is supreme, and there's a provision that says that every appointment must reflect federal character. So I don't know the reason why no Cross-Riverians have been appointed to man a federal government agency. It is now front to Cross-Riverian, and I think the nitty-gritty of the provision of federal character have been defeated. I want to use a case study of the most performing senator in the 10th Assembly, Senator Asuko Ekpenya Jr. This man is a Cross-Riverian. He is a youth. We have a kind of him in Cross River State. There is no reason why the youth in Cross River State should not be absorbed to man federal assignments. So it's an appeal to the city board, Mr. President Tinubu, to help us out, give us a sense of belonging. You should look into Cross River State. There are a lot of vibrant, eloquent, intelligent youths in Cross River State that can handle any assignment be given to them. It is my joy that these issues has been brought to our table. And I want to harp on the necessity of any appointments that will be given to Cross River State at the federal level. Mr. President, when you came to Cross River State during your campaign, you saw the joy that was engulfed by the youth of Cross River State. We voted for you, and if you look at the statistic of all the votes in Nigeria, Cross River State gave a maximum votes to you. We are appealing to you to look into Cross River State and appoint or give an appointment to Cross-Riverians, mostly the youth. There is a saying that the youth are the leader of tomorrow. Let the leadership start today or start now. Give us an appointment, give the youth an appointment so that tomorrow will be better for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I want to bring to the attention of the federal government, to be specific, I want to bring to the attention of His Excellency, Mr. President, that the Nigerian Port Authority, we had expected was going to be a blessing to us. It's rather moribund, and our people are unemployed, and it's like a dead port at the moment. So we want to find out why our port is not working. You can recall contracts were awarded, let's not mention some names, I think you have the government have that, those records. Several contracts were awarded to people to dredge the MPA, but nothing is forthcoming. So we are worried. Our people are not employed. Our people are not doing business in a port. We only rely on the major port in Lagos, where all our importations are done. It's a burden to Crossivarians. We are worried. We want to ask Mr. President to look into this issue and give his blessings to the MPA in Calabar, so that we can have activities running, so that our people can be employed as well, and the maritime activities can also come alive. We're also worried that the Itu-Calabar road is still a death trap. We've had conflicting reports that the federal government had awarded contract for the construction of this road, but up till now we're still worried that if not for the intervention our governor did recently, we still have been counting our losses on that road. So I want to call on the attention of Mr. President to find out why the roads are not being fixed. After hearing that so much money has been disbursed to some companies, yet the road is still a death trap. We're also worried that our people are not captured up there when it comes to employment. We have it on good authority that our slots are given to other states, because of our linguistic similarities and what have you. So we are worried. So we want to ask Mr. President to please look at Cross River State and give us this soft landing. This is our appeal from our group. Thank you very much.
It's our role to project Cross River. It's our role to speak progressively on behalf of Cross River State. It's also our role to speak truth to power. Speaking truth to power is not just at the national, it's also at the state level. We will no longer have the silence of the graveyard in Cross River State, or when we are facing injustice, we'll no longer sit here and be quiet about it. We are going to talk. If we must talk, we'll talk. If we have to protest, we'll do that. But we are not tackling persons. This organization, our mandate is to tackle issues. We are not malicious. We don't have any form of antecedent malice. We are not here to bring anybody down. So we are calling on all Cross Riverians to join this movement. This is a movement that will change the narrative in Cross River State. This is one movement that will reposition the political dynamics. Please, we are calling on every well-meaning Cross Riverian, wherever you are, be you in Abuja and all of that. Governor Basi Edetutu cannot do this alone. He means well for Cross River State. He has already created an economy for Cross Riverians. And he said that he's running the people's government. He can't do that alone. I've always told people, I said, building a Cross River State of our dream is a collective effort. We have to do this together as Cross Riverians. Cross River is the only state we have. So the Cross River State Patriotic Front will leave no stone unturned to ensure that we achieve this objective and go everywhere that is required to ensure that we support the Senator President to lead administration to be able to reposition Cross River State in the Committee of Nations. So thank you very much for being a part of the press conference. This is just one of the many press conferences that we are going to come up with. We will continue to address topical issues. We'll continue to support this government. We are going to continue to make sure that we put Cross River State on the spotlight at all levels. Thank you, and God bless you all.